Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here, and I am back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI match. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today. It is going to be two Protoss bots taking each other on, and we've already got two probes moving out across the map. So I'll introduce these, I was going to say guys, but I guess bots. In the top left, it's the PerilousProtossBot taking on Raiden. So probably two of the more prominent Protoss bots, maybe excluding SharkBot, which I believe is a Protoss bot. And so I'm a big fan of that because I do like watching all the races, particularly Protoss, how bot authors approach how to program a Protoss bot. And so we shall see, as we're already getting a bit of zapping going on. No surprise there with the Protoss versus Protoss. It's going to be a cannon rush starting out for the PPB. And ladies and gentlemen, as this one starts off, make sure to go ahead, take a look at that like button, see how many likes are on this video right now, and go ahead and add one more to it. Let's go for 69 likes on this video. If we could do that, that would be amazing. Also, subscribe if you aren't. Hit that bell icon. I put up these bot videos and other StarCraft content quite regularly for the most part. So do that. Leave a comment down below that says more bots as this cannon rush seemingly gets shut down hard as the Raiden pulled the right amount of probes. The PerilousProtossBot says that was not my plan. I got a follow-up plan, but then it actually sends out two more probes. So while it lost both of the probes in the pylon and the cannon rush was a failure, the PerilousProtossBot is not deterred and is going to move out with two more probes. And if you are a bot author that enjoys these casts, make sure to submit your replays. And I think I'm actually approaching the end of the submitted replays. So any more that you guys submit are so appreciated. And then, yeah. Let's just see where this game is gonna go, as there's a pylon going down for the PerilousProtossBot, so it's just going super duper aggressive. And then we have got a Stargate on the way for Raiden. We'll see what sort of tech is going to be utilized by the PPB. And then just, it's getting up its gas. It's definitely behind economically. Not that a couple of probes makes the biggest difference in a bot match, but I mean, there's faster tech for Raiden, there's a Nexus, a Stargate, a Robo. It's looking good for the blue bot, which is yet to make a single unit, by the way. It did not scout, it's just playing completely blind. If there was like a Zealot or something, I really don't know what it would do, but I guess it saw the cannon rush, shut it down, and it is totally fine delaying. But look at that, just chrono boosting out a Void Ray against a Protoss bot that's making two Zealots. So that seems to be a pretty good start for the Raiden. As it shut down that cannon rush, it's now going into a Void Ray against units they can't shoot up. It's looking real good for Raiden. It's now transferring probes, so its economy is going to boom compared to that of the PerilousProtossBot. We've got a couple of depths on the way. Now, I'm not saying there's a chance that the PerilousProtossBot can't do well in this game, as I mean, Raiden just committed to a third Nexus, which is just ridiculous, but good for it for getting that money. But there's always a chance, for example, the one Void Ray is going to kill off Adepts and Zealots real slowly, so who knows how many probes could potentially die in the event of an attack. However, now this pylon and this Zealot has been scouted, and Raiden actually reacting to this thing. Kill that pylon, shut it down, and it is going to do just that. So the fact that Raiden has got that sort of sense to say, yeah, there's something out there, go kill it, is phenomenal to see. It does retarget on the Zealots, interestingly enough, as the PerilousProtossBot does not seem to know what to do here, but those Zealots will actually tank for that pylon for a long time. We've got the Adepts crossing the map now. 3 Stalkers were warped in, or no, they're being produced, sorry, not warped in. 4 Stalkers at a time. It will be unfortunate, however, if all these Zealots die to this Void Ray, just because there's no anti-air and major bot derpage. A second Void Ray is out. That is going to spell the end of these units, I believe. One of those Adepts is going to shade, the other one's going to shade, and one does get out, but then it's going to head back on in. There's 1 Stalker, but that's not going to be enough to take on 2 Void Rays. There's going to be a couple more stalkers on the way. 4, actually, which could potentially be what is needed. All the while 3 zealots are warping on in. They're just being targeted down. This is such a bizarre scenario, but with a 3rd Void Ray on the way, I think this really is going Raiden's way. The PerilousProtossBot is just shutting this down, it would seem. However, 2 stalkers come on in, but then there's an Immortal on the ground. The stalkers are not target firing the Void Rays. This is just a destruction as Raiden goes for a 4th Nexus, just flexing on the PerilousProtossBot, it would seem, in this match. As, yeah, the PerilousProtossBot saying we're going to need a bigger boat. I think may need a bigger, better strategy, perhaps, as, yeah, that's an odd situation. I don't even know how you go about programming to make sure something like that doesn't happen again. As, yeah, this is just crazy economics now for Raiden. It seems that it starts a new Nexus right as soon as it finishes the last one, which, I mean, that works economically, I guess. But, yeah, the PerilousProtossBot now building a battery. It's not expanding. It's got a handful of units out. It's now going for a Nexus when Raiden is about to finish up its 4th base. And so, unless Raiden sits back for the next 20 minutes and the PPB has some amazing late game, I really do think that this game is pretty much a foregone conclusion. Unfortunately, 1 zealot chasing a probe, and it just goes to show that your overall strategy really matters, and that Raiden really is a well-developed bot, it would seem. But then again, it's like, was Raiden a little bit vulnerable there earlier in the game? If the PerilousProtossBot was a little bit more aggressive, or say it just proxied to gateway instead of trying to cannon rush, Raiden didn't make a single unit till it got that Void Ray out. Now, you can die before you get a Void Ray out, so that is, that kind of makes a fellow wonder, but we see 6 Void Rays are out now. Immortals and Void Rays are such a strong composition here for Raiden. If you play Protoss at all, like, making Immortals and Void Rays, you're like, oh, I can kill all the Stalkers my enemy has, and then what are they going to do about the Void Rays? It's actually a very fun composition to play on the ladder, if you can pull it off. Now, we see here, I mean, the PPB has got up a Nexus. It's making Stalkers still, but let's take a count. 7 Stalkers to 7 Void Rays. You guys tell me who wins that. Spoiler alert, it's probably not going to be the Stalkers. There's no blink on the way. There is +1 for the Stalkers on the way, but the PerilousProtossBot is just so far behind. 88 workers to 35. And eventually these Void Rays are going to do what everyone in Gold League does, and is just a move across the map. And I'm not sure the PerilousProtossBot can do too much about it, particularly if it moves in now with its units and just lets them all die. They mostly come at night. Mostly, says the PerilousProtossBot. Okay, looks like those Void Rays are just shooting everything down. Stalker's getting chased away. Robo's on the way now. 3 Void Rays at a time, soon to be 4 at a time. I'm gonna have to cast Raiden up against, or potentially just a rematch between these bots, but this has been a very, very solid game here for Raiden. And, yeah, if you guys enjoy these bot games, I cast the good, the bad, and the ugly of them. You guys decide where this one is on that, but go ahead, subscribe, consider becoming a YouTube member if you do want to support these games. Looks like PerilousProtossBot is building up a bit of a Stalker force, potentially getting Blink on the way. There's a chance the longer this game goes on, but I'm worried about what happens when Raiden hits that 200 supply mark. That usually is the trigger for most of these bots to attack. We see a few Stalkers we've done in. Trust me, Stalkers, you do not want a piece of that, as they just get deleted. And that sets the PerilousProtossBot even further back in supply. Looks like a 6 base going on up, because why not for Raiden? It's getting close to that maxed out mark for its supply. Blink is on the way. Curious to see how well the PerilousProtossBot will use that, if it lives that long. If Raiden decides to sit back, but it's deciding to attack. It's just like, yes, I can do this. I saw all those Void Rays. I'm not one to back down from a fight. It's hallucinating Archons, but unfortunately they don't actually do any damage, so they just get destroyed. These Stalkers are attacking the rocks. Look, let me go back in there and face the peril, shouting out its own name seemingly, but now Raiden seems to have had enough. It says, alright, I can do this. I've got 19 Void Rays. That is the magic number when it comes to crushing my opponent, and that is what happened in this game. Raiden just playing a very strong game, and these bots are looking oh so good these days. I'm curious. Watching just a bot like Raiden makes me want to see it just play more and more against other bots. Battery overcharge kept that cannon alive for what is a criminal amount of time. Unfortunately, that shall expire, and then these units shall die, as expected. This one was a bit one-sided, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Nonetheless, hit that like button if you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be that. Thanks so much for tuning on in as that Void Ray cleans house. I'll see you next time. This has been LaughNgamez. Bye-bye.